Hello, my Project Lead the Way students. Today you are going to be working on creating a hole block. This is a way you can learn how to use the hole tool in Onshape. I'm logged into my Onshape file right now, and you can see that I've given you the dimensions and the information you need up here to create your hole block. Let's start by creating the overall block. We can see that it's 5 inches wide, 3 inches high, and 2 inches deep. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to my Part Studio. Let's go ahead and create that. I think the most sensible place to put this is on the top plane, so that's where I'm going to put it. Sketch it out. Pick the top plane. R for rectangle, and I'm going to draw it in. We know it's 5 inches wide and 2 inches deep, so I'm just going to punch those dimensions in first. And there's our basic outline of what we're going to pull in. Shift E will open the extrude menu. We're going to make it 3 inches tall. New part, solid. Check it. And there's our block. Okay? Good. Let's go back and take a look at the rest of the information we need. We can see here that we have 4 holes. Each one of these holes is going to be laid out on the top of the block, and they have an equal spacing across from each other. Let's go ahead and set that up before we start drilling holes. I want to go back to this studio real quick here. I'm going to select this top area and press N on my keyboard to make that part normal to my view. Shift S, and we're opening a sketch right there on the face of extrude number 1. I'm going to set this up using a couple of construction lines to help me have some organization. So I'm going to turn construction on and use the line tool. I'm going to go ahead, dimension a construction line vertically down there. And then same thing, LQ, which is line and construction. Do one across here this way, because that's going to help you break up the space. Now we want to have one here, and we can do that real easy. Same thing, LQ. Put way to divide this one, and then LQ, divide this one. You can do this other ways. This is just the way that I'm going to do it this time. Let's see here. We know it's 5 inches wide, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. So we're going to make these dimensions. Dimension from there to the edge, 1 inch. From there to there, 1 inch. And because I don't feel like doing that a bunch more times, check this out. Mirror tool. Use that center line that I put in and mirror both of these lines to the other side. That way we have equal spacing all the way across. Okay, check that out. That's what we're going to use. We're going to do one more little thing here real quick, and we're going to use the point tool right here. I'm going to put a point right here. I'm going to put a point right there, point right there, and a point right there, right at the intersections there. Go ahead and confirm the sketch. And that's what we're going to use to lay out the positions of our holes. Let's take a look at what we need to know about the holes. We can read these going through just like you're going to learn in the lesson you're going to go look through. This is a 0.531 through hole. So it's going to go through. Let's start with that one. Go in here. We're going to select the hole tool right here, hole. And then we're going to start setting it up. We're first going to pick where it goes. It goes right there. Okay. We're going to set up what type it is. This is a simple hole. Inch. Well, I'm going to do it as clearance. And what was the numbers again? 0.531. So we'll jump back to that. Type in our width. This is the whole width right here. 0.531 inches. Start from the part, go through all. If you look at the bottom, there it is. Simple through hole. And there's our first one down. Notice that when I did that, it hid my sketch, number 2. I'm just going to make that visible again because I'll need it to make the next part. You might also know that the planes here start getting distracting. I can hide them by pressing P just to get them out of the way. All right, let's go to the next one. Next one is a counter bored hole here, 0.375 down 2 inches. The top is 0.750 down half an inch. Okay, so 0.375 down 2 inches, 0.750 down half an inch. That's the counter bore. Let's go ahead and set that up. Click this spot here. We're going to use the hole tool again. This time we're going to look, instead of simple, we're going to go counter bore right there. I already got the place there. Sketch it right there. Vertex of sketch 2. Hole type is going to be clearance. Size, we don't really know the size there, but we do know how wide it is, so we can figure that out here. The width is 0.375, so 3/8. And we'll put that in right here, 0.375. Start from part, termination. We're going to change this to blind. It's going to go down 2 inches. The top here is the counter bore, 0.75, 3/4 of an inch. And the depth is going to be half an inch for the counter bore. Oh, hold on, I did that in the wrong space. This one's where 2 inches goes. That's the depth. This is the 0.5. This is the 0.375. Hey, I make mistakes too, guys, you know? There we go. Oh, 0.75. Yeah, okay. That looks better. Okay, so reading it from top to bottom. The width of the total hole as it goes down, 0.375. It's a blind hole. It goes down 2 inches, 0.75 for the top part, so the counter bore part. The depth of the counter bore is a half an inch, so that's going down in a half an inch. And 2 inches down total. We're going to leave the 118 degrees for the tip angle. That's fine. That's just a typical drill bit size for the end. And we'll confirm that. And you can see right there that it goes down, but it doesn't go the whole way through, which is good. All right, so that's how you do a counter bored hole. Let's go ahead and set up the next one. This next one is going to be also not the whole way through, so it's going to be another blind hole, but it's going to have a countersink on the top of it. So if you put a fastener in it, it will go flush with the lid there with the top. All right, so it's 0.250 through, so a 1/4 inch drill bit, and it's going to go down 2.250. The top has a 1 inch by 82 degree counter bore, which is kind of a strange fastener, but we'll show you how to set it up. So over here, we're going to pick the hole tool again. We're going to pick our next place to place a hole right there. This one is going to be countersink. So we're going to select countersink. Down here, width of the hole, 0.250, 1/4 inch. Down here is where it gets a little bit weird. We're going to pick the width on top there. It's 1 inch wide and 82 degrees. I believe that's right. So let's check that real quick here. Yep, 1 inch wide, 82 degrees. Okay. And if we look at that, that should be about right. What was the depth of the hole? Hold on, forgot that part. Depth of the hole was 2.250, so 2 1/4 inches. So we got to set that last part here. See, right now it's only 2 inches. Wouldn't be quite deep enough. 2.250. Enter. And there it is. Check box. There's that one. Doesn't go the whole way through. All right, good. Last hole. Hole tool again. I'm going to pick that spot, and then I got to go back and look at my information. This one gets another counter bore, but it's a through hole. So 1/2 inch through hole, 0.5 1/2 inch through hole. The counter bore is 3/4 of an inch, and it goes down 0.65. So 5/8. So we're going to do that. Yeah, 0.5 through, 0.750 at the top, down through 5/8. Let's do that. Okay. Counter bore again. Clearance hole. Width of the hole, 0.5. Down here, width of the top part, 0.75. Depth of the counter bore, I say it was 5, right? 6.5. Is that right? Hold on. Having a bit of trouble today, guys. Give me just a second. Can't remember my numbers. 0.625. I was off a little bit. It's okay. We'll get there. 0.625. There we go. That's the depth of that. And this one isn't actually that. It's through all, so we don't have to worry about that last number. Notice you can change these at any time, so you can go back and edit things. And that looks about right there. Good. We'll confirm that. Okay, now we can hide our sketch and take a look at what we created. So here's our hole block as it should be. You can only see two holes go the whole way through. The other ones are there. We're going to go ahead and rename this real quick. Hole block. And we're going to create a drawing of it because that's what you're going to be turning in. So let's go ahead and create a drawing. Here's Crunk's 2025 template. I'm just going to use that one, throw in 4 views. Yeah, let's throw that in there. You guys can use your own custom template if you still have that. If you don't, you can just use the Nancy Inch template. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Just like before, we're going to add a little bit of information here. I'm going to show a shaded view from a hole block up there on the isometric view. Over here in the sketch settings on the menu, I want to do properties, right click them, view labels, so we can see all the labels. Front view, right view, isometric view. We're actually going to go ahead and delete the front view this time, which is going to seem a little weird, but don't worry. We're going to do something called a section view. We want to be able to see the inside section that we made with the holes in it. So to do that, we come up here to the top, and we're going to look for a section view right up here at the top. If you can't see this menu on the top section, you can press Control- on your keyboard. And if you do that, it'll zoom out your whole screen, and then you'll be able to see the other options up here. I'm going to zoom back in because I actually have a big enough screen that you guys can see what I'm doing. So we're going to pick that section view button here. I want to find the side line here of this part. And I'm going to come across and find this side. And we're going to go and project that view. Hold on. It's this way. I always do this wrong. Section view. Yeah, pick the midpoint there. And should be able to pick both of these. Oh yeah, I want to do here. Horizontal cut line. There we go. Yeah, when you do the section view, you have to tell it's a horizontal cut. So make sure you do that. All right, and then pull it down here. We're going to put this where the front view was. Go ahead and drop it in. Notice how it has all these nice lines to show that we're looking at a section view. And tap escape once, twice. And then for this one, we're going to go ahead and throw in some more shaded views here. So I'm going to go ahead and select this view, that view, right click. And we're going to show hidden lines on all of these. Right click, we're going to show shaded views. I actually really don't care much about that right side view. You can have it there or not. It's fine either way. Show shaded view on all of these, just because it makes it a little easier to see what you're looking at. Okay, there we go. Now the last thing we need to do for each of these is to put in our hole callouts. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to look up here at the top, and we're going to find the hole callout tool. It's right up here. Let me see if I can find that hole callout tool right here. Hole nuts, hole table. Give me a sec here, guys. It's right up here someplace. Ah, there it is. Hole or thread callouts. See it right there? That's the one you want. We're going to click that. And we want to show what each of these holes is. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that one. And we can see 0.531 through hole. Try to stack these so that they're readable best you can. I know it's not always easy. Just do what you can. Make sure you have labels for all 4 of your holes. If you followed my steps, you should have all the correct holes laid out like this. And then this one should label itself section AA, so you can see that that's what it is. We can throw some basic overall dimensions at this. We can get the width easier from here, so we'll go ahead and pull it from there. Depth we can get easy from there. Height we can get easy from here or there. I'm going to do it right here. All right, and that's about all we need for that final section view. When you're happy with everything, come down here, right click on the tab, export that tab, and you're going to call it, you'll have your name there, make sure it's a PDF, export the file, and then you'll take that and turn it in Schoology. All right, guys, hopefully that helps you get your way through creating your